I'm Marlene. Welcome to the Tips for Guitar Playing Success podcast. I'm so glad you're joining me here today because I'm going to be talking about the dog days of summer, so stay tuned. This podcast is brought to you in part by Gator. Whether you just need a bag to gig with on the weekends, are a frequent flyer needing a flight-friendly TSA Series case, or a dedicated road warrior bringing your instruments on tour, Gator has a solution for you. For the stuff you love, guard it with Gator. Just about everybody knows that I love a good seasonal song, so if you don't know that yet, I do. I love a good seasonal song. And today we're going to dive into the dog days of summer. In this episode, I'm going to share some fun facts about that classic phrase, the dog days of summer. And then we're going to enjoy that vibe with a song that you can play on your guitar. As always, a big shout out this week and thank you to our fellow guitarists joining us from Lebanon, Fiji, Panama, and Estonia. And hey, by the way, if you don't mind, would you do me a quick favor? Would you tap the subscribe button? Because that's the easiest way that you can show support for this show and for me. And don't fret because it's absolutely free to tap the subscribe button. And it'll really help me to continue bringing episodes to you at no cost to you every single week on your favorite podcast channels and on YouTube. So thank you for supporting me and this show by tapping the subscribe button. Now, on to today's tip. Before we get to this song, I wanted to share the fun facts that I found about the dog days of summer phrase. So, according to Farmer's Almanac, the dog days of summer are between July 3rd and August 11th each year. Those are generally the hottest and most unbearable days of the year, at least in the Northern Hemisphere. And so they're called the dog days of summer. Now, some people think it's called the dog days of summer because it's so hot that it makes it unfit for dogs, or that dogs get a little cranky or crazy or mad when it's that hot, and they probably do because of the heat. But that's not the reason it's called the dog days of summer. It's called the dog days of summer because of the stars. During these 40 days of the year, the star Sirius is in the same region as the sun. And in fact, they align on, this is my favorite part, July 23rd, my birthday. It's the 20 days before July 23rd and the 20 days after that make the 40 days that are considered the dog days of summer. But there's more. The ancient Romans were the first ones to call it Dies Canicularis, which means dog days. And the reason is they thought because the star Sirius was so close to the sun and it's the brightest star, that the two of them were creating more heat than the rest of the year. Of course, a little side note, the reason it gets so hot during these days of the year is because of the Earth's tilt. It has nothing to do with Sirius. So let's celebrate this theme, the dog days of summer, with a song that's called The Dog Days of Summer. It's by Steve Conti. He is a New York-based guitarist and singer-songwriter. He wrote this song to be included on his 2021 album, Bronx Cheer. In an interview, he's quoted as saying, and I want to get my notes so I say it just exactly what he said. And I quote, It all started with a title, which is a phrase I always liked, but when I finished with it, I noticed that I wasn't only writing about the awful hot days in August, where you don't want to do much of anything. I was also writing about getting older and watching the young upstarts full of hopes and goals, pushing hard to get somewhere. End of quote. It's a fun, upbeat song that's pretty easy to play, and it has a really catchy chorus. You guessed it, the dog days of summer. When those dog days of summer come around and around and around and around, when those dog days of summer come around. To play this song, you'll use the chords A, E, D, and a few bar chords B, F sharp minor, and F sharp minor 7th. By the way, if you'd like a little refresher on how to play bar chords, I have a couple of previous episodes that you might find helpful. I put those links in the show notes. Also, if you're not familiar with this song, you might want to watch the official YouTube video. I've put the link for that also in the show notes. So I hope you're able to enjoy these dog days of summer while playing this cool Dog Days of Summer song. When those dog days of summer come around and around and around and around, when those dog days of summer come around. Woo! Happy dog days! I hope this episode's tip has helped you to continue expanding your guitar playing skills and knowledge. If you'd like to learn more, please check out the many learning resources available at marlenesmusic.com. Thank you for joining today's podcast, and as I like to say, play on.